Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. So the latest of the films that didn't get a wide release in theaters, didn't make much money, or found their way onto the internet. The latest of these films is called Walking Out. It's co-written and directed Alex and Andrew Smith, and this is based off an 80s short story. This was shot on location in Livingston Paradise Valley in Bozeman, Montana. This is the second film that I can praise the cinematography for, and the beautiful snow wilderness here. This is about a father and son who brave the elements in the Montana wilderness here. It's also about a complex relationship between father and son. So Cal, played by Matt Bomer, is 44, divorced. He's living in relative isolation in the Montana wilderness. So his estranged son, who's 14 years old, David, played by Josh Wiggins, comes to him for like a getaway hunting trip, more or less. And he's not the biggest avid hunter in the world. At least at one point, he doesn't really want to be around his father. His father, tries to tell him to turn off the screens and not turn off the phones a lot. And he clearly wants to go moose hunting with the son. At the same time, he's not like, he says to him, hey, if you don't want to do this, we can always go bird hunting for all we care. David doesn't really seem to want to explore the outdoors all that much, but he really wants to be close to his father, so he agrees to do this trip anyway. Though at the same time, it does seem that Cal wants to explore, wants to relive his own experiences with his own father. His own father, Clyde, played by Bill Pullman, who appears in flashbacks, along with a younger version of Cal. At one point, when Cal is talking to David, he basically says, hey, yeah, there's a 50-year age gap between me and my father, and so you barely remember your grandfather. Although David does say, I remember the funeral, and he has a scratchy chin for all I remember for. Basically, we don't really know much about Cal other than the fact that he lives in isolation. We do get a sense that somehow he possibly could be an animist, for he really loves the wilderness. He does disparage weekend hunters, for all we know. They just who hunt for a living in the park and have no respect for the animals. He has his own memories of the last time he hunted with his father. There was this moose that was clearly going to drown in the stream, but he shot it anyway, and his father got mad at him. And also the fact that, yes, they're going moose hunting because clearly there is a moose, and David doesn't really want to sleep in a hut with his father. Then as they're trekking through the wilderness, they come across a bear cub. Clearly this is a signal to get away. Then, of course, eventually an accident does happen. This leaves with David having one really good hand, that leaves Cal critically injured. This all leads to, David having Cal on his back, climbing out of the wilderness, and these two having to talk about life in general. Universally praise the cinematography here because it is wonderful. The Montana backdrop is indeed wonderful, and you truly do care about these two people as they try and make it out alive. And clearly, yes, Cal has some natural regrets. It really is also nice to see Bill Pullman back in a film. He appears in a few scenes, but so in the end, folks, two characters here that you truly try to care to know about. And so what I'm going to say here, folks, is that Walking Out to me is a leave work early. Clearly seek to film out wherever you can. It's playing online. So folks, what do you think about Walking Out? Do you happen to like this film? Do you have to care for it all? What's your favorite beautiful cinematography so far this year? What's your favorite wilderness film so far this year? As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yeah.